Mhm. तेरह। एक्चुअली 5 मिनट और रुक जा, 5 मिनट तक, 5 तक रुक जा, 6 5 तक। ये सभी ग्रुप्स में डाला हुआ है ना, मतलब मेन पे। तीन मिनट और रुक जाना। कौन छूते हैं? नहीं, कोई लेफ्ट किया। हाँ, कौन? मैं नहीं। स्टार्ट कर दे गेस।
Hey everyone, am I audible? Yeah, so we are going to start today's event, the Compost Camp. So, my introduction, my name is Virat. I am the JDSC lead of Jain University. Today we are having our first event, Kotlin Playgrounds, App Development 101. Today we have the first session of the 4 days long event that we're going to conduct during the whole month on how to make your first Android app. So, without wasting another minute of your time, we're just going to proceed. So, everyone, welcome to the camp. This is our map. So, we are going to follow a structured way on how to start coding in Kotlin and how to make your apps in Android Studio and how to publish them. So, today we are going to cover two areas, Kotlin 101 and Android Studio. So, moving to next slide. Again, welcome to Compose Camp. We're going to start today's Android basics with Kotlin. What is Compose Camp? The Compose Camp is an hands-on introduction to learning how you can build Android apps using Jetpack Compose. There are many Android frameworks available on the market which allows you to make your apps beautiful. One of them is Jetpack Compose. So, today we are going to learn the basics of Kotlin first of all for today's session. Then we are going to learn how to install the Android Studio on your PC, Mac, or Linux machine. So, the prerequisites for the event: basic computer literacy, like how to type, how to click switches, how to do turn off and on, basic math skills, 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2 equals 4, that kind of stuff, computer and a headphone, internet connection, and Android device. Why we are actually having an Android device right now as an optional, because there are a lot of computers which have very low um, specifications in the computers that they can't run a virtual device in the machine. So for them, you can plug a USB cable to your old or your new Android phone, and you can test your apps using that. So, what our objectives from the whole Compose camp? Starting with, so we are going to learn how to make your first Android app using this Compose, Jetpack Compose. We are going to learn how to set up your Android Studio on your computer. We are going to learn the basics of Kotlin, learn how to use the Android UI thing with Jetpack Compose, and we are going to learn or supplement some of your learning with the new resources that you're going to achieve from here. So there are like three questions that will come to your mind, like why are you here? So basically, GDSC or Google Developer Students Club have a very large community around the whole world. So the new technologies that Google introduced, we are the first people who are having a hands-on learning with that, and we can be industry ahead before anyone else. So that's why I think like you guys are getting benefited from coming here and to learn Compose. What are your goals? So the goals are simple: make your own Android app using Kotlin. And how do we plan to achieve? So we are having a 4 day sessions. Today's the first session, which is going to be conducted by me. Second session is going to be a collaboration with another GDAC across India. Third day, we are going to have an international collaboration with a GDAC of different country, and the fourth day we are having a little bit surprise. So I just want to let it be a surprise as of now. Another thing, so if you guys are having a GitHub account, you can scan this QR code, or you can just have the link. I will just share in the meet. So you can have your codes from here. Like if you want to go along with the development side, you can have some of your resources from the GitHub here, and you guys will also have the PPT for that, so you can't miss anything. Moving on to today's schedule. So we have our first Hello World program in Kotlin. We're going to learn how to use variables. We're going to learn how to use functions. We have some practice problems also, and that's the wrap up for this session one for today. Moving on, what is Kotlin? So Kotlin is a statically typed programming language which is made by Jetpack in 2011, and it has been in market since 2015. Kotlin helps developers to be more productive, like having a very short code instead of writing a very long Java code. So right now there are more than 50% developers who actually write in Kotlin to make their Android apps. So Kotlin is a very big market, and if you want to learn a new language, Kotlin is the perfect choice for you right now. Right now, we're going to use an online ID called Kotlin Playground. So you can run your Kotlin code simultaneously with me in your browser. So there's a funny meme I was going to tell. As of 2019, Kotlin is the Google recommended language for making Android apps. So it's better to write in Kotlin right now because there are a lot of UI frameworks and libraries available, and Google also support Kotlin instead of Java right now. So basics. What is a program? A program is a series of instructions for a computer to perform some kind of action. So there are like certain codes that we give to computer, which they can perform a certain kind of function. That is called program. In basic words, I would say like you just write something so computer can compile and it can give you an output. That's a program. What is a code? So a code is a step-by-step instruction for the computer to tell like what it should do. So basically, we are going to dissect a lot of things here. Starting with, we are going to learn what is called a main function. So in Kotlin, the main function is written as fun or the fun main. So it's like the entry point or the starting point of the program. So with that, we are actually learning like how we are actually telling the computer like this is your main function and it's a starting point and you're going to start from here. So there is a question which may come into your mind like what is a function? So if function is a specific segment of a program that performs a task. So basically you can have like one function and you can have many functions in a program. Moving on, how do we define a function? uh, I would give you a practical demonstration here. So we write the function by defining as fun main. So Okay, so basically, this is a Kotlin Playground. I will just give you a link for that. Right now, we are using a online ID called Kotlin Playground. We are on JVM version 1.7.10, and we are running Java virtual machine for compiling this. Right now, we are going to run a program. So yeah, so that's your first basic program. You guys can actually go into that link and you can type simultaneously with me. So we have done a print function here. So this fun function is defining of the function. We are defining that it's the main function by parenthesis, and this is the body of the function, like what and all should be there in that function. We can be more creative with that. We can just be like, we can print another statement like, hello campus, welcome to day one, day one of Kotlin. So that's how you can do that. Like you can you can print out a lot of stuff from here. Moving on to the slideshow. So we have defining a function with fun keyword. So Kotlin has a directory of a lot of defining functions, like how and all things work. So in that we have the syntax called fun, which defines the function keyword in that, and we have this display introduction, which is called like in Kotlin, functions usually have a name. So that when I have done here the main, so that's the name of that function. It can be anything else, but Kotlin has the thing that we need to define the functions with. Uh, the main function, first of all, like Java. So moving on, we have the parenthesis, like why we give a parenthesis, because functions need a set of parentheses after the function name in order to surround the function inputs. So basically, we are going to set that this is your function and you need to work with that area only. And the curly braces make up the function body and contain the instructions needed to execute a task. So basically, we have done here is like print function inside the curly braces. So we are actually saying like, yeah, this is your function and this is your body. You just need to output this sentences or output this code. Moving on, we have this one. So like put it together. Okay, we just need to wait for something. Uh, right now, we are going to define what is a variable. So let us take an example. This one. So my name is name and I'm dash years old. So basically, variables are a set of containers which contain a single piece of data. So suppose in that sentence, like my name is a permanent and my age is also kind of permanent. So we are storing a data in a container, and we can use it in a lot of other places also in a program. So there are like a lot of occasions where we need to have have a certain thing repeating again. So we just put them into a variable so that we can repeat again and again, and it can save you a lot of time just not by writing a lot of code. So this is an example. So name value is Megan, age value is 28. The output is my name is Megan and I'm 28 years old. Same for that. See, the variables are staying same, and the variables are changing, but the sentences are staying the same. I can give you a practical example here. Like this is my GitHub page. So there are like a lot of like things which are going to be same here, like this code issues and pull request. If I change to different branch here, this things are going to stay same, but there are other things which are changing. So that's the practical example of a variable. Moving on, there are like basic data types in Kotlin, like string, int, double, float, and boolean. Like a majority of the programming languages has this kind of data types, so we just repeat again. So now, how do we define a variable? So in Kotlin, there are like two ways you can define a variable: using val keyword or using var keyword. So when we use a val, when something, the value that we have input doesn't change with time. So, for example, my name is not going to change forever for like till my death. It's not going to change. But my age is going to change. So, what we can do is we have the special function or special variable in Kotlin called
इंटरनेट चला गया.
right now. We are defining a variable. So, variables start with a var or val keyword. This is an example of the defining of a variable. We're going to do this thing. Just, yeah, variable thing. So, right now we are actually using the variables here. Um, yeah, they want to compile. Okay, so just a second. So we're going to see the slideshow here. So the variables must have a name, like we have discussed earlier. Like every function has the name that we need to define in Kotlin. Again, moving on, we are actually uh, defining the data type here. Like, is it a string or is it an integer? Like, what kind of data is it holding? And suppose we are using string, then we need to put them into columns so that it can define that it's stored in that value. And now, if we just put it together, we are going to have this kind of thing here. Okay, yeah. I would say there's an error coming. Can just someone identify like what kind of error we're having?
You should use dollar symbol there. Yeah.
Yes, that's the thing. So here you're coming the Virat. So my name came using the dollar symbol. That's what we're going to say here. Like why we are using the dollar symbol, because to say the function, we say dollar sign to just define the function in the output sentences. Moving on to our next slide, we have the output which came here, like my, hi, my name is Megan and my name is my age is 28 years old. And I would just give some examples here, like where we can use this practically here. So right now we are writing a function on using the arithmetic operators, like how you can delete and how you can make sure like your program do simple stuff, like you got like 100 pictures and you've deleted like 10 out of them. So you can just show like how many pictures are still left using this code. Okay, so just give me a second. Something will happen. Yeah. So the code we have written here, we are using some arithmetic functions here, like how you can show that the pictures has been deleted. So what we have done here, like we have specified the function as the main function here because we have only one function to do here, and we have used a function we have used a variable called val because the number of photos are going to stay stagnant here. We could have used var, but actually we haven't used var as of now because there is a reason I will tell you later. And we have assorted like, yeah, 10 pictures has been deleted. And first of all, we have said like this is the number of photos. Right now it's 100, and the number of photos after doing the arithmetic operation of negation, we got like 90 pictures. So you can just use this program to Kotlin device. So like suppose like I have received like 100 messages and you have deleted 10. You can use this code snippet and get the exact amount of thing every time by just changing the variable keyword here. We can do another program here, like a simple program on the same arithmetic functions, like how to add your phone numbers, something like that. I would say you guys can try this out using the val or var keyword. Same thing. Just change some of the stuffs from here, the naming things, and you can have your own program here. Yeah, as I was mentioning, the first we have the GitHub here. Like I have created a repository for all of you to go across, like what we're going to cover in this whole 4 days of Compose Camp. So you can navigate into the day one branch here. So in that day one, you have like some program that I've created here, like the main Kotlin. So basically, I've written extra things here, like the Hello World program and like some definitions here. You can go through that. I've shared the GitHub link in the chat box also. You can like see other different kinds of codes here. Like you can take some reference from here. Then we have the usage of val here, like how to use val. Like there are some examples of that here, and we have how to use var also here in this thing. So I have created that repository for you to go across that, and you can actually check something out from there, and you can use it. Moving on, we have a slight little break because we are going to download Android Studio now, and we are just going to use a very minimal code here for the Android Studio, and then we can jump into Compose. Again, I have the QR code here. You guys can just scan it and get the GitHub repository from here. And there is a slight meme for you, like why Kotlin is better than Java, because the methods are written in Kotlin are fun.
Left. JDC है लेकिन तो यहाँ पे stop presenting, that's it. I have no clue. Fast that I was actually. You know what you should do? Like, you know what? I know this is kind of cliche thing to say. हम लोग सोलाना में भी थे ना. There was one speaker was on stage. He had shit ton of knowledge. Okay, but express करना नहीं आता था. So what you can do? What? But on the same panel, Tanmay but also was there. So वो बैठा था. He's asking even the most silliest of silly doubts. Okay, you're like, oh, that means that you know you earn from this part of that exchange. हाँ ऐसा कुछ भी, the silliest part. This ensures that audience listens to them. उसको already पता रहता है. Even the most basic silliest question. ठीक है. Even if you go and check out his other stuff, the non-reacts one, जो intellectual होता है ना, knowledgeable होता है ना, podcasts and stuff, he asks the most serious doubts. Doesn't have to be anything complicated. So तू एक speaker को लाएगा, do that bro. बहुत top बनेगा तेरा content कभी. Ask the most serious doubts. Bro, like, okay, just have a normal conversation with me now. Now I'm looking into getting into app development and I see something about Compose. What is exactly Compose? Okay, so expand, like what do you mean by UI framework? Do you mean by the things that we see on our website and apps and stuff? Okay. Do got it? Know what I meant? Yeah. Do.
So welcome back again. Right now we are going to have a second session on how to install your Android Studio. I would say like if you guys have a very stable internet connection, you can download along with me, and we can perform some Android Studio stuff here. So you guys can go and search Android Studio on your any preferred web browser, and your browser will set up the operating system for which one you are here. So right now, I want to download the Android Studio for Windows. So I can do easily from here, or I can have download options to download for Mac, for Linux. or Chrome OS or different versions of Windows here. So computer, and I don't require to download again. You guys can download from the link here. So I would like suggest you guys can download the Android Studio in like a couple of minutes, and we can see how to install that Android Studio into your computer, and we are going to have some much more fun.
Muted as well. हाँ, क्या कर रहा है? कितने बजे तक करवाना है? That's what I'm like thinking. Like, I felt like it was coming towards the end. जब तो code ये और ये बोल रहा था. I was like, wait. It's easier if you have a speaker and a train cover conversation like that. तभी वो आसानी से slow चला. तेरे speed पे है. I get it. I get it. Wait, muted है ना? मैं जब इसके उसके घर में था ना तभी गिरीश was speaking something about Comic Con Bangalore. मैं बोला मेरे पास उसका Discord है. You can become a volunteer and get free entry access. So दिया and then I searched that volunteer का registration form open है. हुआ है. So me and we too have registered for volunteer. हाँ send करो दिया. Link है अभी भी. I'll just send it to you. Yeah, it's for volunteers in Mumbai. Yes. Marvel and Marvel, DC and every other comics. September 19th. हाँ अब भाई ये 4-5 महीने से हो रहा है not now. इसका decision. Comic Con Delhi और Mumbai हो गया. You get some low level creators. They'll give you t-shirt Comic Con से India. Cosplay artist, yes. Dude, look at the job roles in that. Job roles are like cosplay registration, cost buddies, entrance management, stage management, audio tech. चॉकलेट चाहिए? मेरा गला अभी खराब हो गया. वर्स्ट उसमें पेरेंट्स को घूम के रखा था कि वो कोल्ड होके रखा था मुझे. ठीक है when I had loose motion. They were like cold okay fuck बहुत they were like नहीं तेरा गला अभी भी खराब है बोल रहे थे कल भी. I'm like नहीं है actual में नहीं था. अभी मेरा खराब हो गया. I don't know what to do. अगर लोग कम हो गया ना eventually, send it to everybody, you know. Send it to every student, you know. बोल दे मिल जाएगा सैलरी साथ में बोल दे ओ यार नॉट इन आवर स्कूल सो वी couldn't start. ऐसा नहीं है. What is the highest number of people who joined? 27. I think my 33 later. क्या? Okay. I think. And 27 others. Sorry. Bravo. कुछ है क्या गेम्स करने का स्टूडियो समथिंग गेम्स कुछ
So I guess like someone also download the Android Studio now. We can proceed to our next segment of the session. This is called the intro to Android Studio. So welcome back again. Do you guys have any questions you need to ask me? Like, do you have any problems like with the installations? Like anything happening with your compiling, not compiling because you require JDK for that, and also anything you need to ask me during a previous Kotlin thing. I would be very much happy to answer. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We can move to the schedule again. We are actually currently running ahead of the schedule, so we are going to wrap up very much soon because we have not a lot of stuff to do right now. Hi. So we are some of you has downloaded the Android Studio, and we can proceed on like the frameworks and other kind of stuff for the Android Studio, like what it offers and the visualization and the UI of that Android Studio. We are going to cover up. We are going to see how you can create a first Android app today and how to run in an Android emulator. Also, you can connect to a physical Android device instead of running on an emulator, as I mentioned in the beginning. Many people have a very low spec PC and they can take the advantage of connecting with a physical device. So, moving ahead, what is an Android Studio? So Android Studio is an IDE that has been developed by Google, and it's been very much in used by all the Android developers to create native Android apps. So there are like a lot of languages which makes Android apps like Kotlin, Java, Swift, Dart. We are actually learning Kotlin for this session, and we are going to use the Android Studio ID for that. So there's a meme for that Android Studio. It takes a very, it takes a lot of RAM from your computer. The minimum requirement for running the Android Studio is 8 GB. I would say 12 GB is the minimum that you can have to run the Android Studio on a application on a PC. Sorry. Moving on. This is what Android Studio looks like. Right now on the left we have the project view, so you have all of your project files on that left pane. So you have your Java files, you have your pictures, you have your Kotlin file, you have your main file, and everything, all the Gradle scripts and everything in that project view. Moving on, we have the code view. So in that code view you are going to write your code. So basically all the stuff that makes an Android app is the code, and you need to write in this code view portion. Moving on, we have a certain bar. We have like a code split and design. So we are going to see like what does each of them offers. This is a design panel. So design panel is going to show you a version of what it's going to be in that application. So this is an example of Hello Android. Going to split offers like both code and the design together, so you can simultaneously code and see what and all changes are happening with the changes of your code. This is an example of the split view. Moving on, what is a grading function? So in Compose, the grading function is a kind of the main function that it offers. So in grading function you have a text string. This text string called hello name. Before that, I would suggest you guys to see like how to set up your compose activity with the Android Studio. We are going to first of all open Android Studio here. So this is the overview of the Android Studio. There are like a lot of buttons here, like customize to customize your Android Studio with colors and everything, fonts, and bigger plugins, and how to learn Android Studio. Right now, we are going to make a new project called. Okay, before that, Android Studio offers a lot of templates which you can use to create apps. So one of them is like empty compose activity here. We are also going to use other things in the next sessions. We also have like Google Maps activity, Google Pay activity, like a lot of templates which come automatically with the Android Studio. Moving on, the empty compose activity. We're going to write the name of that file. So I'm going to provide the name as bird. Let's make a wishing card or the birthday card for that. I'm going to write as birthday wish. Okay. So you guys need to check a lot of things here. Like you should always have the minimum SDK possible to cover a wide range of Android apps. By default, it's API 21 on the Android version 5.0, which covers like 98.8% of all the devices available. So, what does it mean? Like, suppose you are a developer and you are developing for an audience. So, as a developer, you would always want to cover the largest possible audience you can. So, there are a lot of devices which are very old and they still run on like the older version of Androids. So, as a developer, you should always select the minimum SDK from here. Again, we are going to use a Kotlin language here, and we're going to click on the finish to make the project. So what the Android Studio does is like they are going to create a project for you here. So uh, there's the Gradle is working right now. So there's a lot of factors which affect here, like the speed of your internet and the processing speed of your computer. Like if your system is very fast, it will just undo it in a couple of seconds. Or if your internet is very slow, it will take a lot of time to download the template from the web. So moving on, the Kotlin is defining as a package. So package is like your whole market, like kind of like suppose you went to market and you want to buy a particular kind of birthday card. So that card is only located in that particular shelf. So what does package command does is like it goes and it just select that particular birthday card for you from the range of all the cards available in the market. So here the market is your computer and the particular package is that birthday wish card. Moving on, this is the template which is offered by uh, the Android Studio for like for the Compose thing. So in Compose, you generally need to write a very less amount of code. So using very less code, you can do a lot of stuff here. I would do a build and refresh it to see like everything is working for me or not. It just take a couple of seconds for to process it. Yeah. So the whole thing is working. It's giving us an output of hello Android. So we need to check something here. So the greeting function is this whole parameter which is going to show like it's a text string which is showing hello with the name giving the output. So we are going to see like what does it mean. Yeah. So that's the main function for your compose. Right now we have written hello and the variable here. So the variable here greeting means Android. So not your own. My name is going to be Android. So I'm going to give it a as hello campus. Okay. So basically what it does like it changes the variable from here, which is a string here, and we are going to get an output again. The output is here. It's hello campus. Right now, there are like certain things we can see here, like what does preview show background equals to true. So the background we are seeing here it's white. If I just put it as false, we are not going to see any background here. Yeah. So the whole show background here is a boolean operation. So you just have only true or false here. So you are giving the computer the direction to show or not show the background. So I would select again as true because it just does better. Yeah. Okay. What we are offering here is like we are going to make a birthday wish card for that. So we can do a little kind of change here. Like suppose you want to send it to a lot of your friends and you just can only use this code and you can share it to other people. Just you need to change the variable parameter here. So as we learned in the basics of Kotlin, the variable parameter is going to take care of all of the things. So right now I'm going to provide a predefined here like happy birthday, and name can be um, the name can be John. So right now what we have done is here give an output of John. So each time you just don't need to change uh, all the things. You just need to change the variable here. You can get an output here. Moving on to the presentation, we have the same thing again. So they have changed the main function here, and they got an output here. we are going to change the thing and we're going to get the output of how do you make it. So they have just keep the they have just changed the variable here and they have kept the main function the same, so get the same output for every time we are going to execute this program. So moving on, what is an emulator? The Android emulator is an virtual Android machine which is uh, going to run your made Android app. So basically, like you need a testing environment to test your apps. You just can't put into the main Play Store without testing it. So what you can do is like you can run your uh, apps by compiling and doing running it in the virtual machine. So for creating an emulator, there are like a lot of emulator available. You can choose from like latest version of Pixel to an older version of Pixel. So you're basically downloading a virtual phone into your PC. So I would suggest like you can choose a very older version of a Pixel phone because there are a lot of companies which doesn't support why which doesn't support the latest version of Pixel. So having the older one is a safer bet to run the application smoothly. Moving on, the creating emulator you can do by right now. We have I have Pixel 5 on my computer, so it's like one of the latest version here. I can actually download other devices from here and run it again, but I'm going to use only Pixel 5 because to download the SDK it requires a lot of time. Right now, I'm going to run the app on my emulator as well as my physical device. So for the physical device, I'm going to use my old Redmi Note 4 phone for that. So for that, we require a USB cable, which needs to be having a lot of permissions enabled. For the permission side, you need to go to the developer options of phone and you need to open the USB debugging. So what does the USB debugging is going to help you with? Basically, if you just enable the USB debugging option, you can share the file from your system and you can run it on your physical device. So right now I've connected my Xiaomi Note 4. So I'm going to install my app on the phone right now to run it for you guys. It can take a couple of minutes because it depends on the phone. It's going to install a lot of things for you. So I'm going to show you one thing. Yeah. So I have my Android device with me myself right now. I'm going. Is it visible? I guess. Yeah. So probably it's going to take some amount of time to adjust here. I'm going to run again here. Installing, there is going to show us an installation prompt like yeah, I'm going to install here. So I'm just clicking on install here. Clicking on install, the device is going to install the application that I've made into my computer, into my phone. So yeah, the I'm just seeing a version of my code that I've made here. So I guess you guys can see like what I've done here. Is it visible? Yeah. So I've run the code on my phone as well as I can do on the emulator. So why am I doing the emulator? Why I'm not doing the emulator? Because as I mentioned again, it takes a lot of RAM and it takes a lot of space in my computer. That's why I chose my old phone to use that. Again, uh, I will just turn off my phone as of now because it's not going to be useful right now. Yeah. So as I was saying, You can download the SDK from here, or you can have your mobile do for that. I have allowed the USB debugging in my phone, which gave me the permission to start the app on my phone. So, do you guys have any questions as of now?
Flutter is not a Flutter language and a Flutter language framework. Don't fucking go and do it, me. Yeah. आंसर सही से पता है ना. Flutter is not exact equivalent to Kotlin इसलिए. हाँ वो डार्ट लैंग्वेज यूज करता है वही. लैंग्वेज सेम हो जाता है ना. तो ओपन फॉर क्वेश्चंस बोल दे. ओपन फॉर क्वेश्चंस बोल दे. सेशन हो गया क्वेश्चंस. सुना. सेशन हो गया. इज देयर एनी क्वेश्चंस पूछ लिए लास्ट. फ्लटर भी गूगल का ही है ना. हाँ. स्टार्ट व्हाई पीपल आर लीविंग. तू करना क्वेश्चंस पूछ.
Okay, so just give me a second. Is that compulsory to add the phone device to run the application? No, it's not compulsory exactly. Why I have chosen to use only the phone device, because it gives you a lot of free RAM so that you can work with the ID and you can run out of phone, and it looks cool also. Again, do you guys have any question that you want to ask me, like any question?
I have a question. I wanted to ask. I wanted to ask why should we use Kotlin and not Flutter? There is another framework by Google in itself, right? Which uses Dart as its programming language. Why not use that?
Okay, that's a very good question, to be honest. Why we are using Kotlin? Because Kotlin actually provides a lot of support for native Android development. While while you code in Flutter, you can do cross-platform. Basically, you can have one code for the iOS and also for the Android devices. Why Kotlin is suitable? Because Google is empowering to use the Kotlin for all of the devices, which actually makes a sense, because it has a you require to type a lot of less codes instead of writing a bunch of codes in the Flutter framework, and you can have a lot of Stack Overflow suggestions in Kotlin, because Kotlin is it's kind of older than Flutter, and there are a lot of things which has been covered up, and the doubts that you can have across the Kotlin, it has been done. While Flutter is a very ever growing, and it's a very age new age framework, and there are a lot of things which are still in the beta stage, and it requires to be done. That's why Google prefer Kotlin as of now. But again, technology is a very huge thing. It can be one language today, it can be another language tomorrow. So learning both of them is quite good. I would not say just learn Kotlin only.
Thank you.
So today was the day one of the compost camp. We are going to have like three other sessions where we are going to cover how to design the UI, like from the UI perspective of an app, like how to make your app beautiful and how to publish the app. We are going to have a couple of speaker sessions also where you can question some of the good some of the top people in the industry which are going to come, and it's going to be a lot of fun. If you have any questions, just text on the GDSC socials or text me personally, or you can just join the Discord and you can write on the hashtag compost camp, so hashtag compost camp text channel, and we are very much ready to answer the question. So thank you guys for joining the compost camp. Wish you all the best, and just check our socials for the next events. Goodbye. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Virat, for hosting the session.
Thank you, Neha.
ओके, हो गया ना? कट कर दूं? हाँ? All right. So it's fine.